Lakeland to San Juan, Puerto Rico? With the Velo, you can say goodbye to layovers and hello to hassle-free travel with everyday low fares and reliable service. Book your trip today at aveloair.com. That's AVELOAIR.com.
There's a new class of blockbuster drugs. Drugs like Ozempic. They're changing bodies.
And all of a sudden, just the weight starts falling off.
Fortunes.
It just got too expensive.
They're just bank breakers.
And industries.
There was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of skepticism.
The impact of these drugs, from business to health, is just beginning.
From the journal, $1 Trillion Shot. Tap now to listen on Spotify.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business.
Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it, and will beat any print quote.
Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs.
No problem.
I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens.
Totally.
I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing.
I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. N614 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Southern Fried Shrimp just dropped at Zaxby's. Now you might be wondering, how can these shrimp be so full of flavor? Well, these aren't just any old shrimp. These are battered and fried to perfection for that iconic Zaxby's flavor you know and love. Get them as a surf and turf meal with our famous fingers, fries, toast, and a drink. Or as a side, tossed in buffalo sauce. Heck, you can even toss them on top of a Sensation salad. However you shrimp, you're about to be hooked. Zaxby's Southern Fried Shrimp, available now for a limited time. Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's.
Hi, I'm Karen. I want to tell you why earning my degree online with Oregon State University was one of the best decisions I've ever made. While studying psychology, I gained in-demand skills on my journey to becoming a mental health professional. And the meaningful connections I made online with my classmates and professors helped me feel connected to Oregon State from afar. Learn how you can join an engaging community and advance your career online at ecampus.oregonstate.edu.
Sweet Tarts dared to combine unexpected flavors. And when they did, something unbelievable was created. Sweet Tarts Ropes. The perfect combination of sweet and tart flavors in a soft and chewy rope. Sweet Tarts Ropes aren't just the candy you grab when you want a little treat. They're the candy you deserve. So go on, spark your senses in every bite with Sweet Tarts Ropes. Dare to combine. Tap the banner or visit sweettartscandy.com to shop now.
There's a new class of blockbuster drugs. Drugs like Ozempic. They're changing bodies.
And all of a sudden, just the weight starts falling off.
Fortunes.
It just got too expensive.
They're just bank breakers.
And industries.
There was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of skepticism.
The impact of these drugs from business to health is just beginning.
From the journal, $1 Trillion Shot. Tap now to listen on Spotify.
Spotify Premium is the best way to upgrade your listening experience. Enjoy your music fully when you play songs in any order. Download them offline at higher quality and listen to them ad-free. It's what your ears deserve. Tap the banner to learn more.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.